Okay, hi everyone, and we are live, and welcome to the Omakase Show webinar series. My name is Anna and Yuliia. I am the host of the series. And before we dive, as every time we do, I'm just here to remind you that you can always support our show. Go directly to Twitter, the Omakase Show, then you can see this button with cash, and you can send your donations in Ethereum. Highly appreciate it. And so today we have a really personal webinar for me. I'm Ukrainian, and I also have two incredible Ukrainian girls with me from Digital Original and also Ukrainian Fund of Digital Art. We have Anna and Yuliia. Thank you so much for joining me today. And before we kind of dive into what you guys are doing, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this intersection of art and technology?
Thank you, Alena, for having me today, Yulia as well, and let me introduce myself. I'm Anna Filippova, CEO of Digital Original Company, and also one of the initiator of Ukrainian Fund of Digitized Art. And I can also start my story that I spent over 6 years in the museum, curatorial/art market sectors, and I had experience in working in different museums, and I was always curious to know more about art, as well as intersection art and technology. So a couple of years ago, I just started searching different options and how I can influence, especially for this very traditional and very conservative market, and to dive deeper how I can chip in this. So this is very short explanation, and then I can pass the word to Yulia.
Well, hi everyone, and thank you again, Lena, for inviting us. It's really like a great opportunity to share some stories with a very, very Web3 oriented audience. Well, I am also from traditional part of art market, let's say this way, and I work in this field for last 6-7 years as a curator, provenance researcher, but I also been involved in some sort of digital transformation projects in institutions from the first side, and it was more about intersection of let's say accessibility of content for different people, and the digitalization is one of the way how to help people with digital access to culture and make it more wild. So in the last year I worked in Cologne in Germany, and I worked as a person who researched Ukrainian modernism art and also made provenance research. And then I had a chance to meet Anna, and she hired me to Digital Original project, our commercial part. And then I've been involved also in developing UFDA, Ukrainian Fund of Digitized Art. And I think in this case, my huge network, but not that big, in institutions also helped to extend our project to institution level and museums. And now we will tell about this a bit later. I think it's too much for intro. So yeah.
Sounds incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. And so I think before we dive into kind of preserving Ukrainian art, we will start with Digital Original, which is basically an incredible solution, because I had a call with Yuliia where she kind of explained me how it works. And so basically, using your technology, you digitized around like 2,000 artworks. So please tell us how it works, because honestly, it is incredible. I never saw such a smart technology when it came to tokenization of like traditional art.
Yeah, I can maybe start explaining it, because Digital Original, it's not only digitalization process. First of all, this is software solution for galleries, and we help them to transform their physical originals into one-of-a-kind digital counterpart. And we also have developed our special technology that called DLCT. which means digital light capture technology. This is the highest possible resolution of each artwork that can be without any interactions with, I don't know, Photoshop, etc. And coming back to this thousands of digitized artwork, it's more related to UFDA, because there we started from as an experiment, and that's why we provide kind of standard, also in contrast of any other existing standard on the market or in museum fields. We create our own to show how it can be possible to digitize artworks. And it's also, this is only one small part that we provide as a service in digital original, but of course the main core is exclusive right to own digital with the artist consent. This is like the basis, and DLCT is just one small tool that helps to have this artwork in digital dimension in a good high quality resolution.
Yeah, I think what is important about digital original and like the idea in the core, in a nutshell, that what we want to do and want to show more traditional part of the art market today, that every artist or gallery, now we primary work with the galleries, and they can, with our help and with our software, help the artists to transform their copyrights, the original idea that they created in a physical dimension, transform it into digital one without any losses of value, price, quality, because we do this high quality digitalization. So it's the way how to extend your artwork in another market. It's the way how to research this market, and also like it's the way how to extend your audience and the potential collectors, because we now have a case where physical original and the digital original have two different collectors. So it's possible to create sort of two valuable assets and found two different art lovers and art appreciators of this object. Yeah, and this is what digital original do in the nutshell.
And by the way, you elaborated on not using Photoshop. And this is what Yuliia also told me like weeks ago. And this is quite an interesting question. So you have traditional artwork, you use your technology, you tokenize it, you have digital version of it. Why is this like incredibly important for you to avoid using Photoshop? Like, what is the moral thought behind it?
Yeah, because it can be very like subjective perspective how to make colors brighter or how it should be. But our concept build it up more like the technical equivalent to the physical artwork, not changing how it should be on a screenshot. So for us, it's more about the highest possible closeness to the physical originals, because this is a question of physics. This is a question of math, how we can look at objects and how by the influence on the light can be changed perspective on each object. So that's why for us it's very important not to distract or not just create anything, and we want to show the artwork as it exists in reality as close as possible. That's why, because this is a question like as well as digital original or UFDA, it's not about like medium, it's not about like canvas, it's not about like files itself, it's not about wood, because we transferred artist idea to the digital dimension, and through the idea of this legal right to own digital, or with this very close technical parameters, want to deliver this idea of artist creation in the second dimension.
And I think in this case, it's something museum voices inside us that talking, because this is the closest to museum level digitalization technology. And by talking about museum level, I'm talking about like high standard of digitalization, where you have no influence of other technologies. So it's like a pure picture that will give you a pure experience, the same as you will have with interaction with a physical one. So yeah, it's basically the idea to show physical artwork in the best possible way in a digital dimension.
It is fair enough. And one thing, like one was saying on Digital Original, it's quite interesting that whenever kind of I think you are curating the sale from yourselves. So the price point for physical artwork and the ones that you tokenized would be kind of the same, if similar or the same. Which is incredible and really inspiring, because normally we tend to think that we have like traditional really expensive art and then we buy something for like $5, like the digital version of it. So in general, how do you actually manage to keep the original price on a digital version?
Yeah, this is our principle and one of the core ideas to keep the price equally, because usually if we're talking about like tokenized artwork or a natively digital art, it's always about underestimation or something that should be lower because of different reasons. One of the reasons, it can be like 100 editions or low quality or maybe unknown artist. And what our idea is, it's to keep up this equal thing. Why coming back to this? Because of the idea of artists, because this is about copyrights. This is about idea that shouldn't be devalued because they just transfer to a different dimension. So that's why it should be in equal price, because this is only one of a kind. It's not like copies. That's why we have this core digital counterpart. It's not a twin, I don't know, analog, something copy, something maybe less valuable, but the idea make it equal. And also because of our software operates and create only one things, others should be just other copies. So this is the main idea.
Yeah, and I think I'm sorry for cutting
Go
you
ahead,
off.
go ahead. Just have this phrase.
I think that I just remember one of our conversations with Anna about that and about our main core idea, and we just take a look at other industries that create valuable assets in a digital dimension that have no lower price. And we can take a look at the fashion when they create digital collectibles, sometimes the same price as the physical one. We can take a look even at the publishing industry. Sometimes a digital version of book costs same as the physical one. So why should we devaluate and or make cheaper artworks? Why should artists be those one who should be sell less or be appreciated less? So I think as we all here are art lovers, and I think in this case, this sort of standards we're building is the way to appreciate artist work and to appreciate their ideas, and to say that being digital or becoming digital doesn't mean becoming cheaper. It doesn't mean becoming less valuable. It's just mean be more accessible for other sort of art lovers that appreciate this both variants or only digital one. So yeah, that's why I think we created this idea that it should be equal value and price. Yeah,
that makes plenty of sense to me. Plus, I think, like in my experience, whenever you work with already kind of established artists, traditional artists, there is like 100 chance that they don't want to go over their selling points, because like they appreciate themselves, they know their values. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I would love to add one point about especially traditional artists. Why why do we choose to work with them, especially because as we see the tendency that traditional, let's say traditional artists also would love to experiment, but not being natively natively digital artists, and they want yet to make some experiments or find another collectors like Gen Z collectors or up-to-date collectors who would love who just have different behaviors. And that's why we think, why don't we give for, let's say, classical or traditional art the place under this digital sun? So this is also very important because as also it's not just our imagination, and we created this idea because we look at the market, look inside, and there were situations when an artist successfully sold a digital analog, even though the physical work wasn't sold. So here's a lot of like precedents, and especially like the situation on the digital art market as well give us these signs that a lot of traditional artists would love to have such experiment.
Yeah, 100%. Especially like the audience, the Gen Z audience, kind of like with all this target, and it's quite amazing that artists have this ability. And plus, I think the technology itself is really appealing to all the traditional artists. I really want to go to Ukrainian art right now. Just for the context, we are all Ukrainian, so we kind of know this issue, but Ukrainian heritage is something that was constantly destroyed for decades, something that we only now started to preserve on a high kind of technological level. If we are talking about Ukrainian Fund of Digital Art, can you just tell us about the mission? What do you do and how it all works out with your existing technology that you have at Digital Original?
Sure,
Anna?
I can, yeah. I can give some words to this and just small adjustments, because this is not a digital but digitized art. It's very important, Mark, because all artwork that you see on storefront of UFDA, it's all physical artworks that we digitized. And we start this project in 2020. And it started from very simple and informed idea. Just we asked some artists, would you be interested in digitalization or such idea of tokenization of their artworks? And then to be honest, we completely missed this point. Why do do they need this? And as I know a lot of, especially like Ukrainian artists, it was for the first time easy ask them, but some said yes immediately, some hesitated, some declined this idea, and only with invasion, when invasion happened, this idea has like, I don't know, became with even more sense into this, because we provided even like not only digitalization service, but it's always all about preservation and saving physical artwork that can be destroyed in any moment. So over 2 years, we like team traveled across Ukraine and capturing and digitizing artworks with our the time experimenting DLCT, or digital original standard, as we can say now this definition that's very important. And what began as a emergency documentation evolved into something bigger, an unprecedented high-resolution archive of Ukrainian art. So it's it's available for everyone anytime. You can see the biggest online catalog, and now today UFDA stands not only as the largest open access digital catalog, but it has already preserved over 6,000 works, 300 of them just on the site. You can see it. So it's capture more than 50 artists and spanning from the 16th century through a different period of time, through avant-garde, for example, to contemporary piece of art. So this collection is not just an archive, it's permanently recorded artworks on a blockchain, and sometimes it can be only one piece of art that preserved. So this is a core idea of the online catalog. It's a preservation.
Yeah, and to add a bit on what Anna said about appreciation of Ukrainian art and this level of understanding how it's important and how I think invasion changed our perception of it. And I can say that there was two important events that also influenced on me as a person who started working with Digital Original and UFDA project. I think, first of all, it was my experience in working abroad and working with international institutions who are preserving Ukrainian art and how they highly valued it. And the other thing was, I won't name titles and the names of companies, but when I was in a conference, ICOM conference in Prague in 2022, there was a project that tried to make sort of blockchain-based NFT things with Ukrainian museum. And it was so, I can say that it was sort of deep devaluation of what museum held as their collection. So when I saw this, I was very upset to see that Ukrainian museums can sometimes participate in not really trusted projects because they do not see the value in their assets, in their collections. And when I met Anna and she told me about the idea of digital original, like preserving this in the purest way, in making this same valuable as the physical one, I think then my heart starts singing that yes, of course, this is something that really can show Ukrainian art in the highest value, in the highest position, and not making this as a, I don't know, some cheap assets that will lose their value as soon as they will be acquired. So I think in this case, our mission were not only to preserve art and to make this high digitalization for history and for future researchers, but also to show that Ukrainian art can be in a digital way also sold on auctions, can be collected by contemporary collectors, and can be very be interesting for researchers abroad, because now UFDA held two missions, like to monetize these assets for contemporary Ukrainian artists, but also to be like a big open source for researching, because there is a lot of comments from curators. There is some historical information about artists, about institutions where this collections preserving. So it's sort of serving two missions at the same time.
That's an incredible point. And honestly, like talking about Ukrainian reality, we have a lot of institutions that are not familiar with kind of blockchain technology, digitization, and things like that. And I remember Yuliia also told me a few incidents. So in general, how you communicate when you understand that you come face to face and they really don't know, like NFTs, blockchain, what's digitizing, what are you offering, how actually you go for it and how you actually communicate it so it is clear to everyone what you're there to do and what is your mission.
Yeah, I can say that all these words that you mentioned, it's like kind of forbidden words. I think not only for Ukrainian museums, it doesn't change the situation, because whether it's Ukrainian museums, artists or galleries, or international, this is the situation equal. So the same situation on the all art market, or not art in general, art fields. So we communicate very politely, we educate people, because it's not only about convincing someone, it's just general outlook. What can we change for better? How institutions, galleries, artists, curators can benefit from what we're doing in different projects, what kind of mission do we have, and it's clearly for them, because if we're talking now about Ukrainian museums like Sumy Art Museum, they are on the border with Russia, so it's super dangerous for them, because they have a problem with digitalization, they have a problems with preservation, and we come with a mission. So why not? They have their fears and threats they're scared about, how they can preserve it. And of course, we're here to provide some service that are for free for them, of course, and save this heritage for, I don't know, at least 100 years. So why not?
Yeah.
How they can resist it? Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. I feel like Ukrainians currently, because of the situation, and are kind of empowering the ways we can preserve art in crucial situations like war. Even like with sculptures, we have incredible solution. I think it was Sirotov Architecture Bureau that created all this like sculpture shelters. And even what you guys are doing is also an amazing way to kind of preserve art. But I'm really curious about your first auction, which went incredibly well. So yeah, please tell us more, and how was it, and who was the collectors, if you kind of like know the at least like geographical span of the collectors, and yeah, please share more.
Yeah, Yulia, the floor is yours.
Okay, I will start this topic, and then probably Anna will add something on top of it. So our first auction we made together with, I think, for all Ukrainian audience who are hearing us now, very famous name with the Pritula Foundation, and it's a foundation that take working and fundraising money for Ukrainian defense system, so, and for Ukrainian army. So we made an first auction with 3 artists. We pick very famous names, not only in Ukraine, but abroad, to make it also valuable for international audience. So it's the first one you see now is Vovan Interesny Kaski and Zhana Kadyrova, I think, who were very well represented in during Venice Biennale in 2022 and also 2024. And she also represented by Koenig Gallery in Berlin, but also by Continua, the very famous Italian-based gallery. So, but most of Ukrainian artists today, they try to help their friends in army, or they try to help their colleagues. So I think when we came to them with the idea that you can sell your artwork, the digital original of your artwork, and in this way support your friends and support army, they just mostly without the hesitation agreed to that. And so we launched it for 3 days. And as you see, we sold all of them. Some of them had 1 bead, some of them have more than 7 beads for these 3 days. And unfortunately, or fortunately, this is the most funny part of blockchain technology. We don't know the personalities of these collectors, because we know only crypto wallets of them. So there is no know your audience technology, and we don't know their names or geography, but we can sort of analyze their activity on crypto with a cryptocurrency. And what can I say, that few of the crypto wallets were created, seems like specifically for the auction, because it was very freshly new and have only few transactions of buying Ethereum or converting to USDC. So there was few only transactions, and seems like they were made specifically to acquire this artwork, and few of them were very active. But since but then didn't have any NFT collections on their, at least on this wallets. So I can say that it was not a traditional crypto collectors, if we can say that those one who have like a big amount of NFT art on their wallets. So yeah, we assume that it was people who were just interested in acquiring this specific artworks. And I think Anna can add a bit about like the history of artworks, and we have like this really really interesting, and I'm just also curious to hear from Anna that, because all of these three artwork have very special circumstances with collectors history, and that gave us a lot of fit for brain how this can coexist, let's say this way.
Yeah, I might add that only one artist, Wawan, he previously had this experience with different form of like NFT or like 3D sculpture, but not the same format as we had this time with a special this artwork. And why it's super unprecedented, unique time where we live in, because I can say that these three artworks were sold for the first time at the same price as a physical piece. And Wawan's Victory sold for $24,000. So this, it was like 300% above the low estimate, surpassing his 2024 Christie's record for a physical artwork. So it's super unique, and it means that he can raise his price range by this precedent. And also Zhana Kadyrova, if we think about embroidery that we sold as well, and it's the same as with one case, she surpassed her physical price. And it's very unique situation. And I remember one of the argument that galleries gave that, oh, you know, that this is kind of a destruction of the market, that one work, it can be like owned by two collectors. And it's possible in the case of Nikita Kadan work, because when we started digitizing process, this artwork has already been sold for another collector, and it was super okay for this collector, like, I don't know, to even might thought about another collector who can own digital original in another dimension. So it can be like what we can show here, because as we're working with different galleries and they start experimenting with this new market, we can't disclose some cases, but in this case we can, and we show by all these examples the each of artwork is unique, because fuck war, you can't own anymore, because one artwork physically owned by one collector and digital original by another. And what specialties do we have? Because of it was all, the auction was successfully run using digital original blockchain based technology, and software as well. It means that as for digital counterpart, we have 1 year of cool down time to prevent from flipper situation, as in following the real auction market rules. And in such different directions that we work in, we try to build up a sustainable new market, and we see how it works in action by these examples.
Incredible, and incredible artworks. I know all three artists for a long time. I've been following them. I love them all. I think Nikita is incredible. Even like quite an interesting fact about Nikita is that I think it was like first 2 weeks of the full-scale invasion in Ukraine. He was in Kyiv, and he was kind of having this live online event with Pompidou Museum. So people literally went in Paris to see him talking online from Kyiv and actually showing how it is going on for him being in there. And really Ukrainian art, like all of it, either focused on art or focused on kind of like fighting against evil things. So yeah, incredible. But what I want to ask right now is how people can get involved in this project as a supporter, maybe as an artist. I know you have a contact form, but yeah, maybe some additional things that you would like to share.
Yeah, I think in case with UFDA, we are very, very open to cooperate with any Ukrainian artists and digitize them. And now we have an open call, and also currently have open conversations with few institutions, Ukrainian institutions, and we are planning to digitize their collections in the nearest year. But I also can say that in case with digital original, we also are currently considering working with artists directly, with international artists who want to, to try the technology and to see how it can work. So they can always approach to us via website, and we are very open to all creators and artists, not only Ukrainians. So if you Ukrainian, write us in UFDA, but if you're not and you want to try to see how it can work for you, you can write us in Digital Original, or to write me or Anna directly. We are very, very open in this, I can say. Yeah.
And also how collectors can benefit also from the UFDA. Some of the artwork also available to purchase. UFDA has different big range of price, and all of them are originals, whether it's like $50 artwork or I don't know, 100,000. So it means that if you're interested, like if some collectors can be interested, or just about curiosity, you can go through and read some beautiful descriptions and comments from curators.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And so the final question would be, what are you working on right now, guys, regarding all of it, like digital original and also UFDA? So yeah, tell us about exciting projects that we can kind of stay tuned on.
Yeah, in digital original, of course, we continue improving our soft. We have a lot of insights from galleries, from artists, and also we are going to arrange some sort of webinars with Garrett Fletcher, who is famous for, he's the director of art and technology at Sotheby's Institute. So soon we will have a lot of different visible activities. And of course, yeah, we also creating as more about a technical part. We're creating independent entity as an artist, so they can in the nearest future they can create their own storefront and show it privately or publicly their artwork. So here's a lot of work ahead. And as for UFDA, of course, this is the main idea of digitalization, so that's why we continue digitalize as much artworks as possible. So in the nearest future we will have the full digitalization catalog. So here's a lot of ambitious plan on it as well.
Yeah.
Incredible.
What can I add to what Anna said? That, yeah, we keep going with digitizing Ukrainian art. We keep going with working with private or public institutions in Ukraine. And I think it's, yeah, what is very important to us to also start working more closer to museums, because this is the source of the biggest treasures, I think, for all of us. There is so many gems in the collections that stay still invisible. And I think that's again our me and Anna's mission as an ex-museum workers to cooperate with museums and to make all of this gems more visible. But with digital original, yeah, we keep going with direct working with artists, and also we're gonna, if somebody will be physically in Dubai this year on art fair, we also with Anna will be there, walking around and talking with our friends and colleagues from gallery world. So if you're gonna be there, just give us a sign. We will be really happy to discuss some sort of cooperation in person. So yeah, don't hesitate to write us. We're very friendly and nice guys.
Anna, Yuliia, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you actually finding this hour to tell us everything about what you're doing. And honestly, as Ukrainian, I understand how we lack such initiatives and how insanely important everything you're working on is. So yeah, thank you so much once again. And we are definitely staying in touch, and you can always keep me posted on everything you're working on, and we can bring it back to our audience at the Omakase.
Yeah, Olena,
Thank you for
thank you
having
so much
us.
for thank you so much for invitation and for giving a chance to share our outlook on things that is happening around us. And I'm super delightful to be here and to talk with you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
No?
Bye.
Bye.